Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My brothers, community members, family members, friends, respected elders. I'd just like to take a moment to say Khushali Mubarak. Felicitations on the birth anniversary of our 8th Imam Ali Redha alayhi salam. Today is also Friday and therefore a blessed day. So my heart desires to celebrate and make it known that this is a beautiful day, and every Friday is a beautiful day. So we've got two reasons for that today. I would like to say succinctly that today is also the day of Imam al-Mahdi alayhi salam. Friday is dedicated to him. And as I kind of have stipulated on previous Fridays, that a dua nadba is usually recited in memory of him, and it's a very special dua. But today, because of the birth anniversary of Imam Ali Redha, I'd like to read something from a book called Haqq, the Masterpieces of Intellect, which is this book here, which is a lovely book. It's a beautiful book, and it's got maxims or sayings from many of the Imams. So I'd like to read something out here, making it known to all of you at the same time. On the 8th Imam Ali Redha alayhi salam, his wordings in the court of Ma'mun, when there was a debate, I think, amongst other members of different religious communities, like an interfaith thing happening. And Ma'mun, the caliph of the time, he was hosting it. So there's a kind of like conversation between the... well, I'll read this and you'll get a clearer picture of it. His wording on selection, Imam Ali Redha, the 8th Imam's wording on selection. Imam al-Redha was attended in a session that included the best scholars of Iraq and Khurasan. When al-Ma'mun asked them about the exegesis of Allah's saying, and this is a quote from the Quran, "We gave the book as an inheritance to our chosen servants, among whom some are unjust against their souls. Some are moderate, and some are exceedingly virtuous by the permission of Allah." This is indeed a great favour, and that's in the Holy Quran, chapter 35, verse 32. They answered that the verse refers to all the Ummah. This is a response to Imam Ali Redha's quotation of it. So the scholars who were there answered that the verse refers to all the Ummah. I said earlier on that it was an interfaith dialogue that was happening, so I'm not sure if this is the actual one, so I may stand corrected, but scholars were there. They answered that the verse refers to all the Ummah. Al-Ma'mun then turned to Imam al-Redha and asked for his opinion. The Imam answered, "I do not agree with them. I say that Allah the Blessed refers to the immaculate progeny of the Prophet exclusively." Al-Ma'mun asked for an explanation. The Imam explained, "If Allah referred to the Ummah, they all should be in paradise. This is for his saying, among whom some are unjust against their souls, some are moderate, and some are exceedingly virtuous by the permission of Allah. This is indeed a great favour." Holy Quran 35, 32. Allah then informs that all of them will be in paradise. He, the Majestic, said, "They will enter the gardens of Eden 35-33, Holy Quran. Thus, the verse refers to the immaculate progeny of the Prophet exclusively. Imam Ar-Radha then added, the immaculate progeny are those whom Allah describes, people of the house. Allah wants to remove all kinds of uncleanness from you and to purify you thoroughly. Holy Quran 33-33. The Prophet said about them, I am leaving among you the two weighty things, the book of Allah and my progeny, my family. They will not depart each other until they will join me on the divine pool. Consider how will you regard me in treating them, O people. Do not suggest to them because they are more knowledgeable than you are. The scholars asked Abu al-Hasan alayhi salam, in other words, Imam Ali Redha, whether the progeny of the Prophet and the Prophet's family are the same. Is the Itra and the Ahlul Bayt, in other words. Itra means progeny and Ahlul Bayt means people of the house. Are they the same? The Imam said, they are the same. They are the same. The scholars claimed that the Prophet is related to have said, my ummah is my family. And the Prophet's companions agreed unanimously on the fact that Muhammad's family is his ummah. Imam Redha worded well, tell me whether it is lawful for Muhammad's family to have any arms in possession. No, it is unlawful, answered the scholars. Charity. Arms in possession, no, it is unlawful, answered the scholars. Then the Imam asked, tell me whether it is lawful for the Ummah to have the arms in possession. Yes, it is lawful for them, answered they. The Imam commented, this is one difference between Muhammad's family and the Ummah. Arms in possession, over here we need to clarify if that means sadaqah or not, because the family of the Prophet, according to all Islamic schools of thought, are not allowed sadaqah. Woe to you, where are you misled? Imam Redha says. The Imam commented, this is one of the differences between Muhammad's family and the Ummah. Woe to you, where are you misled? Do you ignore the Quran or are you transgressing people? Have you not known this narrative is obviously dedicated to the guided choice ones exclusively? How can you prove this? Abu al-Hasan asked the scholars. The Imam answered, this is clear in Allah saying, we sent Noah and Abraham, the Prophet Noah and Abraham, and placed prophethood and the book among their offspring, some of whom have the right guidance. However, most of them are evildoers. Holy Quran 57:26. Hence, the inheritance of the book is dedicated to the guided ones, not to the evil doers. In his supplication to his Lord, Noah said, as Allah relates in the Quran, Lord, my son is a member of my family. Your promise is always true, and you are the best judge. This is Holy Quran 11:45. He said so after Allah had promised to save his family and him. Imam Redha is speaking here. However, Allah the Exalted answered him, he is not one of your family. He is a man of unrighteous deeds. Do not ask me about that which you have no knowledge. I advise you not to become an ignorant person. Holy Quran 11:46. Al-Ma'mun asked, Did Allah give distinction to the Prophet's progeny over the people? Did Allah give distinction to the Prophet's progeny over the people? The eighth Imam, Ar-Redha answered, Allah the Majestic, the Omnipotent, gave distinction of the Prophet's progeny over people in the wise book. Al-Ma'mun asked for examples from the Quran. The Imam cited, all chose and gave distinction to Adam, Noah, the family of Abraham, and Imran over all the people of the world. They were the offspring of one another. Holy Quran 3, chapter 3, 33 to 34, verses 32 to 34. In another place in the Quran, Allah says, are they jealous of the favours that Allah has done to some people? We have given to the family of Abraham the book, wisdom, and a great kingdom. Holy Quran, chapter 4, verse 54. Then Allah refers this to the believers of whom He had addressed. Believers, obey Allah, His Messenger, and your leaders. Holy Quran, chapter 4, verse 59. In the previous verse, Allah refers to the qualified leaders to whom He gave the book and wisdom in inheritance. But people envied them for these two things, as He affirms in His saying, are they jealous of the favours that Allah has done to some people? We have given to the family of Abraham the book, the wisdom, and a great kingdom. Holy Quran, chapter 4, verse 54. The favours stand for the obligatory obedience to the immaculate choices, to the immaculate choiced ones, and the great kingdom stands for the obedience to them. And I'll finish it here, but here we've got a verse from the Quran that the Imam uses in a polemical debate with scholars who are of a different opinion to him. And it's a highly profound verse about the family of Abraham being given the book, the wisdom, and a great kingdom, which deserves some consideration toward the family of Muhammad, Ali Muhammad. My opinion means nothing here, by the way, but I'll always bring to note the fact that the majority of Muslims say in their prayer, Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Muhammad kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidun Majid. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless Muhammad and his family as He blessed Abraham and his family. So how does that not correlate to this verse in the Quran about Abraham and his family and the book and the wisdom and the great kingdom being given to that family? Of course, the family is the family of Muhammad, without a doubt. I'm going to say salam to my son now. Assalamu alaikum, Burhan.
You alright?
How's it going? Do you want to say hello? I'm just doing a YouTube upload. You can be on it if you want.
No, I'm a little bit out of
okay.
Yeah.
Not to worry. Okay, so I'm just speaking to my audience now. Right, so anyway, I want to get to or to conclude with saying, because it's a Friday once again, and it's a day for Imam al-Mahdi alayhi salam, and I want to get to one of his sayings from this book, Fascinating Discourses of the 14 Infallibles. Right, so and this is a saying from the 12th Imam, Hujjat ibn al-Hasan al-Mahdi alayhi salam. These are his words, he spoke them, according to the people who have recorded the words that he spoke. And it says here, so know it, that the right of Imamat is with us. Imamat is leadership. And there are big debates, of course, you know, between the likes of Muhammad Hijab and Shimrani and the whole discourse about Imamah. Can you prove it? Who are you to say or to depict what leadership is as a human being when we have someone in the form of the son of Hassan al-Askari who tells us and explains the value of what Imamat is? He says here, so know it that the right of Imamat is with us and amongst us, and whosoever says and or believes it to be with other than us, he is a liar, and nobody except us claims it. but the gone astray and deviated one. So consider all of the people who have decided that they are or have been elected the status of Imam, as in Imam al-Mahdi, when they're not. There's a claim to it. The 12th Imam has already slated them well beforehand by saying, no, you're a liar, I am it, the rest of you are liars. Anyone who comes after that to claim it, and they're not the son of Hassan al-Askari, you know, who are they to vouch for the identity of Jesus, the son of Mary? Also, you're finding today that there is a new strand of people coming out there, defying their own books and evidences within their authentic narratives that Jesus will descend from heaven and the Mahdi will lead him in prayer. That's authentic from the books of Ahl Sunnah. But you've got guys like Ghamidi and the very charismatic Imam Abu Layth, I think, from Birmingham, who's, you know, great fun to watch. But the idea that a Jesus won't descend and that there isn't a Mahdi to lead him really does, you know, reflect some of the same sentiment that the Ahmadi Qadianis came up with, you know, which was that no, Jesus is dead, he's buried, and the Mahdi doesn't have to be from the sons of Fatima, it can be from the sons of Genghis Khan. Proof the Khilafah went to a non-member of Ahlul Bayt, Abu Bakr, Umar, Usman. The Khulafa are the lineage of who the Mahdi will turn out to be. And so they've got their Khulafa, their Ahmadis, you know. And so people want to become rational. And you can tell by some of the elements of funding that are being put into these YouTube channels, you know, there's something behind it. And from one angle or another, there seems to be a distraction or desire to distract from the family of the Prophet, or to finish off the idea that there is an inheritance that goes to them. And this started from the beginning of the prophecy, right, and towards his succession. There's a diversion away from their importance, which starts with the rejection of Imam Ali's succession in the form of the Saqifa, you know, that happens behind his back, yeah? And it all starts from there. And maybe I've said this previously, but to my brothers of the Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah, for you the Khilafah finishes with Ali as the fourth. For us, it starts, and from there it doesn't stop, it continues, you know. So I think there's a growing movement in this world to understand and design and want within the hearts of people to understand the status of Ahlul Bayt. Who are they? What they went through? Why did they suffer? And why has, of course, Imam Hussein al-Islam been given the title of the King of Martyrs? The King of Martyrs. 12 Khulafa, according to the books of Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah. Yeah, 12. The Prophet said that there will be, and there will be from Quraysh. Why is there an avoidance to understand who those 12 actually are, and why, if, when, and with regard to the stipulation of that, is there such a big, massive difference to the identity of those 12 with regard to the opinion of our Ahl Sunnah brothers? I'm going to end here. Imam Redha alayhi salam, the 8th of the 12 Imams, stipulates another foundation in the sequence of Imamate, because from the 8th up until the 12th there has never been a difference in the idea of who succeeds the Imam. And for that reason, we have a secure number in the number 8. I want all of you to consider that. Subhanallah. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farajahum.